My name is Jenni Alpert, and I am originally from Los Angeles, California. And now I spend my time between LA, Nashville, and New York as evenly as I can when I'm in the States. I've always been a free spirit, and I've loved to travel, and I like seeing different cultures and actually really love seeing different parts of the world, and music has granted me the opportunity to be able to do that. When you're on the road to Lonely Street, looking for a train, searching for love that's sweet. I was adopted when I was 4, and I grew up in foster homes. And it was told to me, I have less of a memory of this, but it was told to me that I was introduced to the piano in the second foster home that I was in. Finally, when I was adopted into the Alpert's family, I think I was very lucky to be adopted into a family that had a piano already there. And though my adopted family wasn't musically inclined at all, they sensed instantly that I did have some interest in a relationship to music and started to foster that. Eventually, my mother said, you should really play guitar because you can't carry a piano on your back. A musician friend of mine, he would teach me with the bass or with guitar where to position my hands and how to sort of approach each instrument to pull out their tone. But then electrifying that and having it delivered to a room live was a whole nother situation. And then I met John Mui, and he put in this guitar, he put in the element. And then with my Stella, he put in the lyric, and I was fortunate enough to get to play through the venue and realized that certain electronics combined with certain wood, combined with a room, and the sound system and all of these things combined, it's really genius for an inventor to kind of try to think backwards. And then how do you electrify this to create such mood and moment where you're pulling out, the tones beyond the tones. And then finding that when I took this guitar, this Gibson, which happens to have the element in it, and took it around the world. So this guitar is probably played in over 14 countries alone. And all the tones get captured in all these different environments. And that is a lot to be said for a company that can do that. One of the things that's recently happened is that I became reunited with my biological father, and he happens to be an incredible musician. And I really have always felt that in most cases, music is sort of a biological thing. And he's a better guitar player than me, and he's even sat in with me at a show, and he's working through his life transitions right now, and I think that it's been a really fortunate experience for both of us to connect. And one time when I was heading down to where he happens to reside, which happens to be an outdoor area that he chose because he felt safest being in with his tent and his music and his way of life, is I brought my other guitar with me, my Stella, which happens to have the lyric in it, which has the electronics right there in the sound hole, so you can see the electronics and you can see the LR Baggs logo and everything. And he didn't really even need to identify the LR Baggs logo. He just knew already it was an LR Baggs pickup, and he knew how great it was. And that was a really neat bonding point because he could recognize this technology and knew how fantastic it was and how valuable it was, and was able to point it out and go, that's such a great pickup. And so it's really neat to just see how something as simple as a pickup or an instrument or music in general can really bond different people from completely different walks of life, where all of a sudden there's a common ground, and there's that same kind of excitement and that same kind of knowledge, even if you don't even put it in the same words, like that is the tone for me. And that was pretty neat. Never